Troy finally arrived. I watched Troy on the edge of dying. The engagement banquet may end now. Troy was about to get engaged to his girlfriend, whom he had been dating for 2 years. Hearing this, I was overjoyed and thought that the Malone family would have a successor soon. Then I canceled all my work in Orco and bought the earliest flight ticket. I rushed back to Lotnard overnight. Tonight I reunited with Troy at a restaurant. Then he posted a photo of our reunion on Facebook. He added a caption, which read, "Thank you, the most important woman in my life." Since Troy's father passed away, all the business had been on my shoulders. I had no choice but to fly to Orco. It had been many years since I last saw Troy. Upon knowing the news that Troy was about to get engaged, I prepared myself seriously. I planned to face my in-laws in my most stunning look, so as not to embarrass Troy. That night, Troy and Siena had a big fight. I asked Troy what had happened. After all, tomorrow was their engagement banquet. Troy angrily told me, "Siena said she wants to beat up my mistress. She is so insensible. How could I, Troy Malone, have a mistress?" I rarely interfered or inquired about Troy's matters or his relationships, but I advised Troy, "Getting married is a matter between two people. You must be loyal before getting married. If I find out that you dare to bully Siena in the future, I will teach you a lesson. I don't care if you indeed have another woman in secret. Since you chose Siena, cut off all ties with other women." Troy was sweating profusely from my scolding. I didn't expect that the night before their engagement banquet, Troy and Siena would have a big fight because of a mistress. I secretly made up my mind that I would personally explain the misunderstanding between Troy and Siena at the engagement banquet tomorrow. I bought a villa worth $17 million as a meeting gift for Siena as her mother-in-law. The day before the engagement banquet, I carefully dressed myself and went to a beauty salon to do light makeup. I intended to show up with my best look before attending the banquet tonight. Just when everything was ready, I was about to attend Troy's engagement banquet. I saw Siena leading a group of girls rushing into the beauty salon angrily. I thought to myself, what a small world. I was about to get up and greet Siena to meet her in advance. Amid such offensive insults, I kept explaining, "Siena, I am not Troy's mistress. If you don't believe me, call Troy and ask him." Before, Troy had shown me photos and videos of him and Siena together. In the photos, Siena appeared as a gentle, considerate, and well-educated girl. But now I realized that I was wrong. I didn't expect Siena to be so sarcastic and mean. She wouldn't give me any chance to explain. She pulled my hair apart and crazily dragged me around. Suffering from excruciating pain, I screamed over and over again, "Well, Troy? You're calling him so intimately. A cheap whore is always a cheap whore. Now you're still verbally stubborn." Siena looked gloomy, saying, "Humph, what a stubborn woman. You sluts who serve as mistresses for others will never admit that you are mistresses even in death. Later, I will take you to the engagement banquet and personally ask Troy whether you or I serve him better. With me around, you will never be able to marry into a wealthy family in your whole life. At best, you are just second-used goods that Troy will kick away after getting tired of you." Siena's sharp curses kept stimulating my nerves. I dared not imagine what would happen if Troy married a woman like Siena in the future. Before this, I was full of expectations. I even bought a post-marriage villa for them. Humph. Let's kill this slut. Take off her clothes. Today I want to see if this trash has any shame. Siena's best friend's eyes flickered with fierceness. They stared at me intently. 4 or 5 people were crazily pulling my hair and beating me on the ground. Cooperating with another woman, Siena was tearing off the buttons on my long dress. For a moment I was covered in blood, and my body was exposed. Everyone looked at me gloatingly as if it no longer mattered to them whether I was a mistress or not. The scene of me being humiliated and beaten became a great show in their eyes. They watched it with excitement. I desperately covered my chest. There were so many of them. I was simply no match for them. The intense pain almost made me faint. In a daze, I even saw Siena taking out her cell phone and starting to take pictures of me. "You slut. Your reputation is to be ruined." Siena's several close friends were about to tear off my remaining tattered clothes. I shouted out, "Siena, I am Troy's mother." Siena was stunned. I thought she would call Troy and personally verify my identity. She laughed recklessly, saying, "You a vixen. Do you deserve to be Troy's mother and my mother-in-law? You are just a mistress who can only serve others for a lifetime and live in darkness. You are nobody but a good-looking slut. Troy will never like you. If you are Troy's mother, then the whole world would be turned upside down. Siena sneered, her face showing madness. Taking out her cell phone, she constantly took pictures of me. What made me desperate was that there were many employees and customers in this beauty salon, but no one stopped them. Everyone was holding their cell phones and taking random pictures of me. Did you see it? This is the end for someone who becomes a mistress for others. The legitimate wife caught her in a beauty salon. The mistress deserves to die. Take off all her clothes and let her be disgraced. She can never turn her life around.